Hello guys, so welcome back once again on my channel. So today we'll be learning how to make a ruched butterfly skirt. We'll be having the butterfly by the side. But actually I'm going to be turning this skirt to a dress. So it's actually a ruched butterfly skirt, dress rather. But you can make yours a skirt. All right, so I'll first of all make the down part the skirt part, which is the ruched skirt part. Then I'll be adding it to the upper bodice to form a dress. All right, so now I'll be working with this fabric. I have this crepe fabric. It's by 60. The length of this fabric is by 60. So for us to get started, you need to add to get your measurements, and the whatever you have as the length of your skirt or the length of your dress, you're going to be adding extra 20 inches or thereabout, okay, to your actual length. Because after you ruched it, you're going to be having elastic by the side, both sides, to form our ruched. Okay, so after the ruching and gathering, we are going to be the length will be shortened. Okay, so that's why you need to add extra, so that by the end of the ruching you still be able to get your actual um dress length, okay, or skirt length. So now I have this fabric by 60. My actual measurement full length I'll be working on is 56. So because this is a dress, I'm going to be minusing my shoulder to waist measurement here. And my shoulder to waist measurement, I have shoulder to waist measurement of 16 inches. So I'll go ahead and minus 16 inches here. Then I'll go ahead on this down part and mark out my dress length plus extra 20 inches. So after all this measurement, what I got here, I got a total of 60. So I'll be using the whole length for this tutorial. For this dress, I'll be using everything I have here. I have this fabric of 60. Is by 60 the length, so I'll be using everything. So I'll go ahead, and so now we have gotten our length. So for us to know the amount of fabric we are going to be placing on fold to get our horizontal measurements, so you are going to use the fullest part of your measurement, which is the hip in this case. So now my hip is hip of 40. Then you are going to mark 40 inches divided by 4, which is 10. You are going to add extra maybe 6 inches for us to get the butterfly. You can add 7, 8, 9, 10, depending on how full you want your butterfly by the side to be. So in my case here, I'll be adding 9 inches. So I'll use 1 inches for the hemming, because I'm going to be hemming the both side. So after hemming, at least I'll be left with 8 inches. But you can go ahead and add extra 10. It depends on how full you want your butterfly to be. At least if I have 8 inches, it's not bad. So that means 10 inches of my hip plus extra 9 inches, okay, for the butterfly, which will give me 19 inches. So we're going to be placing 19 inches on fold. So here I'll go ahead and place it. Remember, in this case, normally whenever we are cutting or marking, drafting our fabric on our fabric, we normally do the markings on the wrong side, which is this. But in this case, I'm going to be doing the markings on the right side of this fabric. Okay, we are going to be sewing on the right side. All right, so our sewing on the other side is not going to be much. We are still going to sew on the wrong side, but e just a little sewing. The main sewing will happen on this right side. So I'm going to place my fabric on fold. I will go ahead and fold 19 inches. I have 18. Sorry, my table is small. I hope you'll be able to see or understand what I'm doing. So here I have 19 inches. Okay, so I'll go ahead and secure it with pins, because I don't want it to be moving about. So I'll do just that. Okay guys, so now I'm done securing it with my pins. Remember, we are marking on the right side. So I'll first of all minus my shoulder to waist, which is 16 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark my shoulder to hip. I'll be using 25. So I won't be marking a bold markings on this, because this is a client's dress, and remember we are doing the markings on the right side, so I wouldn't want the chalk to stain this right side, so I'll just do a faint marking. But at least you could hear me. Once you're able to hear and understand what I'm trying to do here, you are good to go. So my shoulder to hip. After that, I'll just mark out my knee length, which is not really necessary, but just for guide. So this is my knee length. I know the shock might not be visible. I don't want to stain, because this marking is on the right side. Please pardon me. So now I have minus my shoulder to waist here. This is my shoulder to waist. This is my shoulder to hip and shoulder to knee length. So after that, now remember, you are going to input our horizontal measurement. First of all, I will be marking my waist measurement, which is waist measurement of 30 inches. I have 30 inches, so 30 divided by 4, that is 7.5. So I'll go ahead and mark my 7.5 here on the waist here. So I have my 7.5. Then on this hip line, I'll go ahead and input my hip measurement, which is 40 inches. So I have here 40 divided by 4, that will give us 10. So here now, so the next you are going to do, you can decide to connect straight. Okay, so I have 10 here. I'll go ahead on this knee length, I'll also mark 10. Okay, so I'll mark it down to the hemline. I'll now connect the lines, and so like this. So this is where we will be sewing. We will be sewing, okay, on the right side. So I'm connecting the lines. I don't want it to be so bold, so that at the end of it all, the client will not be like seeing everything going on there. So I'm going to pin the lines I marked, because I'll be transferring these markings to the other side. All right, so I'm trying to pin the lines I've marked. So after that, the next thing now is to cut. So I'll be cutting here. I won't be cutting on this line. Remember, it's a ruched dress, so we're going to be cutting on this 19 inches on fold. So this is where we'll be sewing. What we are sewing, we are going to sew on this line, then this our butterfly will follow. So I'll go ahead and cut out from this waistline down to the hemline, for us to be able to cut the back. Okay guys, so now I'm done cutting it. I even gone ahead to transfer the lines I have here to the other side. So I've transferred it to the other side. So now I folded my fabric into two again, for us to cut the back. So here I added 1 inch of zipper allowance. So this is the front and this is the back with zipper allowance. All right, remember this is your dress. Even if you're making a skirt, you're going to be adding your zipper allowance as well. So now that's the only difference, the zipper allowance. So after that, I'll go ahead and cut it out again. But before then, here on the waistline where I marked my waist measurement of 30 inches, which is 7.5, that is here. So what I'm going to do, I'll go ahead and notch it. I'll be slitting it by 1 inch or 1.5. So I'll measure from here down to 1.5, but I'll be slitting that part here. Yeah, I have 1.5, because after I'll be using half an inch to join to the upper bodies. So I marked 1.5. Okay, so I'll go ahead and notch that part like this. So here I'll just go ahead and notch. You can see I've notched it, or you cut it. I stopped at 1.5 on here. So after that, now the next thing is to cut the back as well. So I'll do that off camera, then I'll show us the next step. Okay. So after cutting it, I'll slit the zip. This is the zipper part, zipper allowance. I'll be slitting it open. Okay. So I'll just go ahead. Okay. So now I'm done. The next thing, I think we have to set this aside and cut our upper bodies. Okay. Remember, we are making a dress. If we are making a skirt, so I'll go ahead and remove all my pins. So now we are going to cut the upper part. The upper part is just a normal bodice. Okay guys, so now I'm done cutting out the upper part. So the as for the upper part of the dress, you can use any bodice of your choice. Okay, you can use maybe princess that, the normal simple basic bodice, or you can use princess bustier. Okay, so any upper bodies of your choice, off shoulder, shoulder, it's not, it depends on the design you are working on. Okay, so I've done cutting that part. I have videos on my channel how you can cut those bodies. Okay, so you can check them out. So now we are concentrating more on the down part, which is the ruched butterfly um, skirt. Okay, the down part of it. So that's the main concern for this tutorial. So now this is my the down part of my yes of the skirt. So now, so you can see, if you remember, this is the waistline. This is the waist measurement, the upper part where I cut, I notched, I slit it to 1.5. So here I've secured it with pin, both the front and back. So this is the back, guys. So now, as you can see here, I am done. So this is the waistline where we notched. Okay, so I've stitched it on that part. You just make a stitch to where you notched to the end, or you can just a little bit below, or just where the notching ends. So I've even gone ahead to fold. I've finished the folding, the butterfly folding, all the edges round. So after that, so this is what you have. If this is a skirt you are making, at this point you can go ahead and add your band for the skirt. Okay, but this is a dress, so I'll be joining the upper part, the upper bodies to this down. So So the stitches, I did it on the wrong side, like I said. So after that, you're going to turn it. I'm going to turn it to the right side, because the stitches will be done, the main stitches will be done on the right side. Okay, so after hemming, so I'll go ahead and pin it together for us to get the mark. Remember the markings I made on the right side of the fabric. So I'll go ahead and open it up like this. So I'll pin both the front and the back together. So I'll pin them together. So I'll pin it wrong side facing wrong side. Okay, instead of right side facing right side. So this one is the reverse, because we are going to be sewing on the right side. So from here you can see where my marking is faint, because I don't want it to be so visible on this part. So here the shaping where I marked my waist measurement and the hip, then down to the hemline. So here I'll pin them together. So I'm going to pin it together from the waist all the way down. So I also do the same on this side. So after pinning them together, you are going to sew on that lines you have marked. Okay, so after sewing on that line, that is your measurement line, because this is the actual measurement. So after sewing that, you are going to create another hole. You're going to sew like maybe half an inch where your elastic thread is going to pass. You understand? So you're going to, after sewing, let's assume, so this is my line now. If you watch here, if only you can see. So this is the markings I made. Okay, so here, so on that marking you're going to sew it. It's like you are going to shape it. Okay, so after shaping it, then beside it you are going to create, sew another, make another stitches of maybe half an inch here, because I'm going to be using half inches of elastic. Okay, so I'll be using half inches of elastic. So this is the half inch elastic. So you can see you're going to create, so a half inch stitches down beside your normal, your main shaping line. So you're going to make it all the way from here down to the hemline. So I'll go ahead and do that. So after that now, okay, let's first of all shape our the down part. So after shaping the down part, because this is a dress, okay, after shaping the down part now, I will go ahead and join my upper bodies. So this is the upper bodies. I'm done with the sewing. So this is the upper bodies. Okay, so I will go ahead and join it. Okay, so I'll be joining it to the, you can see I'll go ahead and join the upper parts. So but before then, before joining, you have to shape your upper bodies. Okay, so after shaping it, go the waistline. So you're going to get the center, the middle point, the front middle point, and this front middle point. So you go ahead and match it. You can see where I've notched. I notched this. This is the center front for this down part, and this is the center front for the upper part. So I'll go ahead and pin it all the way around. By that time I must have shaping my upper body. So you join it, you pin it all around, after which you go ahead and sew it. So you join it, then create, after sewing here, you create your passage for the elastic thread. So I will do that, and I will show us how to pass the elastic thread. Okay guys, so you are welcome back. As you can see, I am done with the sewing. I have even joined the upper part. So this is the upper part. So I'm done with the joining of the upper part. So this is the waist, this is the butterfly. So now, like I said, I created another line, another stitches for the passage of this elastic. So I have my elastic here. I'm going to be using 30 inches or 29 inches long of elastic, or you can, maybe first of all, you pass your elastic, then you look at it and check if you're okay with the outcome, so that you can cut it. Okay, okay, but let me just use my, I'll be using 29 inches. Okay, so here I have 29 to 30 inches here. So I think this one will be okay. So this is 29 inches, so I'll be using this 29 inches. Like if it's too loose, you can go ahead and reduce it. So for now, I'll be using this 29 inches. So now I'll pass it through. I'll use my safety pin to pass it. From here, you can start maybe from the upper part or from the down part. So now I'm passing my elastic to the channel we created, like I said earlier on. So secure it with my safety pin, after which I will stitch it. I'll go ahead and stitch it to secure it. Okay, so the same thing goes to the upper part. I also, so at this point, if you find out that maybe the 30 inches or 29 inches of elastic is the ruches are maybe too much, you can go ahead and reduce or add more elastic. So depending on how rushed you want it. So this is it. Okay guys, now, so this is what I have here. Okay guys, so now I'm done passing in the elastic thread, as you can see. So I've secured it here. I stitched the upper part and the lower part on both sides of the butterfly. So now you can see it's ready. If you are making a skirt, it's still the same thing. So all you need to do is just add your band for the skirt, or you just hem the upper part for the skirt, add your zipper. Okay, then the same thing goes to the this dress, because I want it a dress, so that's why I join the upper part. Okay, so now our ruched butterfly dress is ready. Okay, at this back side I opened it, so I gave it opening for free movement, because if you stitch everything, you might not be able to move freely. So I opened it from, I gave it about 18 inches opening. I opened about 18 inches. You can open maybe 15 or so, depends, or more than, depending on how wide you want your opening to be. So now guys, we have come to the end of this tutorial. Okay, so if you find this tutorial helpful, please kindly give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment your opinion. Okay, okay guys, so thank you so much for joining me on this tutorial. See you in my next video.